What is up, my friends? It is Saturday night, and I hope that life is treating you well. To say it's been a bit of a fustercluck for Liverpool fans over the past 24, 48 hours is probably an understatement. It has been absolutely crazy, and I'm going to try and fill in the gaps for you guys and let you know exactly where we are with the departures of Fabinho, Jordan Henderson, and of course the arrivals that we can expect to come over the coming days or weeks. So I'll do my part. I'll talk for the next 8 to 10 minutes, but I want you guys to let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Of course, drop a like on the video, and if you haven't, hit that subscribe button. We're starting to close in on 180,000 subscribers. Every single one of your subscriptions does mean the world to us. Just a quick programming note as well. Happy to say that from Monday night we will be back streaming live on YouTube from 8:30 p.m. All of our new shows are moving back across here, and then we'll have clips and highlights for you throughout the days as well. So looking forward to that. So where are we with Captain Henderson? That's what I'm calling him now, and Fabinho. Well, it looks like Henderson could be hung out to dry a little bit here by Stevie G. So there's a bit of irony involved in this. The man that apparently is like a god to Jordan Henderson, I'm still having to get that name right in my own head, apparently is leaving him out to dry because the fee, 700 grand a week for the player, no problem there, but they can't pony up 20 million, which is what Liverpool want for Jordan Henderson. So if Liverpool don't get the fee they want, then I guess he's going to have to continue looking miserable in those photographs over in Germany, which is, of course, where the Reds are right now for the pre-season training camp. Fabinho didn't travel over because Liverpool have accepted the offer from Al Ittihad over in Saudi Arabia for Fabinho, £40 million. So no issues there for me. 40 million is a very fair fee. But the questions are going to be about who comes in to replace him and what will happen with Henderson. Will he leave? Will he stay? I really don't care. That's the truth for me at this point. I mean, I'd rather he went because he's burned his bridges with me and I think a few other Liverpool fans. And yeah, just take the money if it comes in, the money that we want, and that is important. Liverpool should get what they want. You can't say to a club, well, we've got 700 grand a week to give the player, but we don't have 20 million quid to give you, the selling club. So I think wait and see what happens there, but I think we should start to plan without him. I would be interested to know, though, if you think there's a way back for Henderson, or if you think that his bridges are burned, much like I do. So then we look at replacements, right? If Fabinho's going to move on and we've got that 40 million in, you would expect us to start to move for Lavia really soon. And that is what I've been told. But keen, eagle-eyed viewers amongst you will have probably seen a couple of social media things today that have got you thinking. First and foremost, there was this crazy link over to a Fluminense player called Andre, and that turns out to be absolute nonsense. That turns out to be a satirical account doing a little bit of trolling. And when you've got these, I guess, these cross-country, cross-language divides, it's easy for this stuff to quickly get blown up, only for it to be put right back in its place on Bullshit Island. So we can park that one up. But there has been another transfer clue doing the rounds today, and that is Florentino Luis of Benfica liking posts on Instagram related to Liverpool and following Liverpool on Instagram. Does that mean anything? I don't know, because Kefren Thuram has done similarly in the past, and I really don't know. But it is a good sign. It is a sign that maybe Liverpool are starting to broaden their horizons. For instance, if we moved on Fabinho and just brought in Romeo Lavia, I'd be a bit concerned about the lack of seniority, the lack of leadership in our midfield. Yes, we'd still have Thiago. Yes, we'd still have the other boys who are there, but you would want somebody with a bit more experience. So if we go to somebody like Sofiane Amrabat, who of course is another linked player, or Thuram, I'd feel a little bit more comfortable on top of it, Romeo Lavia. I say on top of because, as I said a moment ago, I believe that our captain will probably depart as well. And if he doesn't, I'd love to know how you feel about him potentially being hung out to dry, though, by Stevie G. I really would love to know your thoughts on that one. Because he's had his head turned. 700 grand a week's a lot of money. But from our perspective, we need to focus on targets of who we bring in. Now, the names that have been doing the rounds today are Florentino Luis, like I've mentioned, but the main ones in the mainstream media are Calvin Phillips, Ryan Gravenberch, Sofiane Amrabat, and Romeo Lavia. Romeo Lavia is the one that I've been told, and I expect Liverpool to start to move quickly to try and bring in. We know that Southampton want £50 million for him, but Liverpool are only willing to pay about 40 from what I've been told. But again, this is a moving subject, so we'll wait and see what happens. But I'd like us to bring in somebody like Lavia, and then maybe an Amrabat or a Thuram. Thuram a little bit less developed, I guess, than Amrabat. Amrabat also been somebody who turned us down previously, according to reports, who wanted to go and play in a warmer climate. Currently, of course, with Fiorentina. Lots of talk about him going over to Spain. But then there was more talk of Manchester United. So I really don't know what to believe with regards to Amrabat and Liverpool's continued interest. With Calvin Phillips, I find it very difficult to believe, one, that Liverpool would want him, and two, that Manchester City would want to sell to a rival. And before you say it, I know they sold players to Arsenal. I just don't think that they saw Arsenal as a rival at the time. So for me, I can rule out that one. Gravenberch, he just doesn't do it for any of us, does he? Let's be honest. There's potential there, but I'm not really fussed about Ryan Gravenberch. I would much rather Romeo Lavia. And then, well, the dream would be Barella, but I can't really talk about that seriously. So for me, if we lose the two players that we're likely to lose, I'd like to see us bring in Lavia and somebody like Amrabat, Thuram, or a name I haven't mentioned yet, Manu Kone. Now, of course, he did pick up an injury with the French under-21 side, and we don't know how serious that is yet. There was talk of about 2 to 3 months, maybe, ruling him out. So we have to wait and see how that one goes. So yeah, for me, this is interesting over the next week or so. I would expect to hear news on the Lavia stuff coming quite quickly. With regard to the centre-back situation, truth is, I don't know anything new on that one. It looks like Colwill, again, is the target. There have been other names mentioned. I just don't know who we're going after. That is the honest truth. Outside of Colwill, I don't know where Liverpool's serious interest lies. So I want to know how you feel about this midfield situation. If you were Liverpool, would you take the 13 million for Henderson, or would you hold out for the 20 million? And the reason Liverpool have put 20 million on his head is because of the fee paid for Koulibaly. Similar age player. I think Koulibaly's 32, Hendo's 33. And they got 20 million for him. So Liverpool want the same. And you would argue, and fairly, that the loss of Henderson to us is a lot bigger than the loss of Koulibaly to Chelsea, because he's our captain. It is a huge statement to take the captain of Liverpool Football Club. So I think the club are absolutely right in holding out for as much as they can get. He hasn't looked very happy in those pictures over in Germany. And I don't know if he's been unlucky, if he's been just caught in those moments where we all have, where we're just sitting there maybe thinking of something else, or if he's genuinely annoyed to be over there. So I want to know how you think about that one. If you were Liverpool, would you hang off for the money, or would you just get rid at this point? Because I find it hard to see that there's a way to come back from it. Even if the move doesn't materialise, I personally think he should be stripped of the armband and it given to Trent, Robbo, Verge, Alisson, Mohamed Salah, any of those great candidates for me. Now it's over to you guys. Let me know what you think. And again, don't forget, Monday night from 8:30, we are going to be back in a rightful home for live streams, which is right here on YouTube. So what's going to happen is we'll do the news shows about 8:30, 8:45. We'll do that for an hour, and then the next day you'll get some clips and highlights and some other breaking news stories. As always, I can't thank you enough for all of your amazing support. Really excited about getting back onto YouTube, because it is where it's at. It's where we should be, and it's where I think we're going to take our next step in our development. But we couldn't do it without your amazing support. So have a cracking weekend. Look forward to reading your comments, and I will catch up with you guys soon. Much love. Bye-bye.